this is a new avenue for me. I've unstrategically have aimed to master each role in Toastmasters. I spent 3 months giving speech evaluations exclusively across the district, just there to connect with people and create a platform for the speakers, guests, and the evaluators to shine. I make it less about me and more about them. Everything just comes together because I'm not the one in the light, I'm the one shining the light.
Wow. Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to 2025. Toast Talks with CoachBusi continues the journey to 100 recordings celebrating Toastmasters' 100 years of existence on this planet Earth. Today, joining me, I have the amazing, I have the very eloquent, and you will see what I mean by that in just a minute for the next 20 minutes or so. The lovely My Club's area director. And don't tell anyone, I know we are her favorite club in the area, but shh, not to go beyond you and I. Please help me welcome to the virtual podium my guest for today, Area Director Nyasha Mpofu. Hi, Nyasha, and the crowd goes wild. Area Director Nyasha, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I am fantastic. What's there not to like? New year, new opportunities, Toastmasters journey, moving forward all the time.
We love to hear it.
Yes, we do. Area Director, I promise that I'm going to be a very good Toastmaster and I will respect your time and the time of the listeners because we don't waste time in Toastmasters. Let me get right into it. How long have you been a Toastmaster?
2.5 years now. I'll be clocking 3 in June.
Okay, I am floored. One thing that I don't think the listeners know is that a lot of this is not even scripted. I have watched you and I would never in a million years have thought that you've only been a Toastmaster for 3 years. You are so eloquent. Tell me, what is it that made you join Toastmasters? What are you looking for in this journey?
Well, my Toastmasters journey began, unlike most Toastmasters journey, my mother became a Toastmaster when I was 12 years old. And so this has been a long-standing dream of mine, which is quite uncanny to how most people experience Toastmasters. So for 6 years, I had my icebreaker ready, and I just could not wait to turn 18 when I'd be eligible to join a club. I joined the very club my mother was a member of, and I gave that icebreaker, and it truly was a groundbreaking moment for me.
Wow.
With regards to why I'm in Toastmasters, it really came from just the novelty it presented when I was a child. Once you get in there, I realized that why I am here is because I have something to say and I really desire a crowd of people to hear it. I am an introvert by nature, which I think a lot of people will not be sure of.
No.
I present very...
I'm sure of it. Okay, I'm going to redefine what introvert means, but yes, do carry on.
All right. Well, I'm an introvert and I was homeschooled for the last 2 years of high school. So all the books I was reading and papers I was writing, just the ideas I had about the world were bottled up in me and they needed a platform to be heard. So that's what Toastmasters became. And as I've gone through the years, my reason has evolved and is still evolving. But that's the base statement. I'm here to share my ideas.
Oh, man. And boy, do you share your ideas. Just earlier tonight, I was listening to you as Toastmaster of the Day, and you rocked that role. How do you flow as Toastmaster of the Day? You know, we have a theme for the evening, and today it was what if, and then we have the word of the day, which was temerity.
Yes.
and the table talks. You have a way of just flowing and tapping in. Would you be an angel and share with me and the listeners how to be a Toastmaster of the day who just flows the way you do?
Man, to be honest, CoachBusi, this is a new avenue for me. I've unstrategically have aimed to master each role in Toastmasters. When I found out I was going to be giving an evaluations masterclass for DTM Jocelyn, now she's a DTM, Lunch and Learn, I spent 3 months giving speech evaluations exclusively across the district. And now it appears it's my time to be a Toastmaster of the day. And I found that relaxing and going into the role just wanting to have fun really allows me to bring my jokes in when I'm not uptight trying to present as the most eloquent and intelligent young lady in the room, and just there to connect with people and create a platform for the speakers, the guests, and the evaluators to shine. I make it less about me and more about them. Everything just comes together because I'm not the one in the light, I'm the one shining the light.
Wow, that makes so much sense. So give me a clue. When you say you relax before coming in, do you have any techniques? I mean, I work with someone right now whose foot is compromised, and when you ask them to relax, it sounds easy, but it's not always easy for her to relax and let that foot just. I am trying to understand, are they techniques? What are the practical ABCs that I can take away? Because I'm a practical person. Give me a few of the
Yes.
things you do to calm so that you flow.
All right. I would love to say I climb a mountain, I listen to opera music, and then I walk in a circle 15 times. The ritual is very simple. About 15 to 20 minutes before the meeting, I look at the theme quotation and I decide on the toast. The toast for me is a story, and it's an opportunity for you to set the tone for the meeting. And so I think of a story, sometimes it's my own story, sometimes it's just an observational humor kind of platform for me to just be funny. Other times I bring in statistics and I actually do research. I found that once you have the story to your toast, you sort of set the tone immediately. But what's most important is there are days where Toastmasters might just be the last thing you want to be doing. And insider information, prior to the meeting this evening, I had spent 30 minutes trying to find a replacement because I actually wanted to go out to have tea with a friend. But my duties as AD were beckoning me. And so one may have thought that I wasn't in the right mood. There's that saying that goes, fake it till you make it. And there's this French author, I can't remember his name, but it's something like Jacques Perrault. It's not Jacques Perrault, but French author who says you cannot pretend to do anything because when you pretend, you are actually doing the thing. So when I put on the character of a joyous, bubbly Toastmaster of the day, 2 minutes to 5 minutes into the meeting, I become her. And everything just pours out of me naturally as if I'm just a conduit to the spirit of Toastmaster of the day.
I love that. And you bring up such an interesting point that it's not one of the things that when I'm coaching, I speak a lot about feelings, where the feelings are your servant or your master. And my guiding theme is feelings are a good servant, but a terrible master. If you'd gone by feelings, you'd have gone out and had tea. I suspect, though, as a principled person, you may not have enjoyed yourself as much, knowing that you had dropped the ball on an obligation that you had set.
100%. You see right through me, CoachBusi.
Let's go back to where I saw you really shining, which is the evaluation. You told me that session that DTM Jocelyn went ahead and did for lunchtime learning inspired. I must drop the link in this session so anyone can go and look at it. It was really bite-sized instructions right through lunchtimes every Wednesday. And that was really a great session. You took the session on evaluation. You nailed it. The number of people who have come to me and said, can we have that recording? Because I had all the recordings, but that was amazing. Would you want in the next 5-10 minutes for us to have a discussion on what you found to be the keys to being a great evaluator? Because I'll tell you why I'm keen on that. Evaluation is not just for Toastmasters. When a husband and wife are talking, there's feedback that needs to be given. And sometimes things go south very quickly because the right tone is not put in place. A lot of things are given the wrong way. And on that, I'm going to hand over the reins to you.
Well, as you said, CoachBusi, evaluations aren't just for Toastmasters. I mean, if I could tell you all the times I've been stopped by the cops, how my sweet tone has gotten me out of trouble. And I have Toastmaster evaluations to thank for that. We say in Toastmasters that breakfast is the feedback for champions. And I've augmented that adage by saying, and evaluations are the three-tined fork with which we devour them. Evaluations aren't a complicated endeavor. However, it is a heavy task. The importance with which one must approach the evaluation must be colossal in that you really do hold the speaker career in your hands. One evaluation and they'll never return to the podium. One framework I use that's actually suggested by TI is the three-pronged approach I refer to when I call evaluations a three-tined fork. That being excelled at, improve on, challenge on. Excelled at, you would use that to categorize the things in which the speaker did exceptionally well that you want them to continue to do. For example, with you, CoachBusi, if I may just evaluate you on the spot and use you, your pace, the grace with which you speak. I mean, you are a swan walking on water with your words. With with the improve on category, it's what they did but can do better. Now, CoachBusi, you might just be the epitome of perfection, so you probably weren't the best guinea pig to use. But perhaps it might be, I would love to see more gestures. I'd love to see more intentional gestures. Yes, you're moving your hands, but let's make them more directed this time. And then finally, what you'd like to challenge them on. What didn't they do that they could do to be better? CoachBusi, it'd be great if you rolled into this meeting in a GD6 to really emulate the opulence that with which you bring into these sessions.
I will try. Yes, ma'am.
If you stick to that, you're guaranteed to have a pretty airtight evaluation. But there are two more things you need to remember. Aside from just pointing out what they did well, what they can improve on, and what you'd like to challenge them on, you have to drizzle your words with honey as if your evaluation was French toast. It's important to give them sweetly. And the best way to do this is to practice using what I like to call the positive tense. It's one thing to call a speech flat. It's another thing to say, I would love to see how much more vibrant your speech would be with more variation in your vocal aptitudes. Aren't you blushing? Are you blushing? Is it just me?
Love that, because you've just said the same thing, but in different ways. You call it flat, and I'm done. All I hear is flat, negative, negative, negative. But when you say it the way you just did, I'm like, I can do that. One is a door, it's flat. One is a window, I can go through and see what's on the other side.
Exactly. And that's the power of the positive tense. The other aspect would be the analytical eye. Now, I'm yet to find a way how to teach this. But what I've found is it's definitely one thing to notice that somebody had great vocal variety, somebody had great body language. But what I've found is it doesn't matter if you've mastered these miniature components of what makes you a great speaker, if you don't recognize the importance of them in the overall emotional resonance of your speech. At the end of the day, what we all desire is impact. And it's very possible that you can give an impactful presentation without ever doing a funny voice, because that's what vocal variety demands, without doing a million and one gestures, because that's what body language demands. The question is not have they used vocal variety, but rather have they employed vocal variety effectively, that being in the aim to propagate their message forward.
Ooh. Okay. All right, Nyasha. You have said so many good points. I am actually going to go back. I am good at scripting. Jim Quick says, when you write, things go from your head to your heart to your hand, and then they go and stay back into your heart and stay in your head. So I have heard you, and I'm going to go and script. To someone who is sitting on the fence about ever becoming a Toastmaster, please do thank your mom for me. She must have modeled Toastmasters to be an amazing place for you to have been waiting eagerly to become a Toastmaster. Please tell her from DTM, Busi, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for showcasing the beauty of this place that I love called Toastmasters. What would you say to someone who is on the fence, who is wondering, why do they keep harping on about Toastmasters?
To that, I'll refer to yet another old adage. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is for. One thing Toastmasters are so good at doing is throwing you into the deep end. As you said earlier in our conversation, you don't know what you don't know. I'm going to add to that by saying, until you know. And so Toastmasters will reveal to you the gaps you may not have been privy to. The running joke is you come in to learn how to speak, but you stay for the leadership. And for many people, that may manifest in different ways. The reality is there's something for everyone in Toastmasters. Dive in and see how well your ship can do.
Wow. And that would be your drop mic moment, mic drop moment. Dive in and see what your ship can do. Area Director Nyasha, I am excited for your journey. I am going to be watching this space because you absolutely challenge me, particularly in the Toastmaster of the Day area. Your flow is amazing. As an evaluator, you are top-notch, and your grammar, you have such colorful, interesting little antidotes and books. I can tell you're well read, you're intentional about what you pick. Those old adages, I love them. And it's something that I think we've thrown out as old-fashioned, but it is still so relevant. And you're one of those people who consistently is drawing from wisdom of old, and you just make everything absolutely beautiful. Thank you for coming to Toast Talks with Coach Busi. Thank you for an exciting episode where we covered how to be a great Toastmaster of the day and where we covered how to do evaluations. And as we mentioned, evaluations is not just for Toastmasters. When your child has come home with a terrible, in reality, report, you can give them feedback using the skills Toastmaster Nyasha has just shared with us. AD Nyasha Mpofu, thank you very much and all the best with your journey. We shall be seeing each other in the Toastmaster streets.
Thank you so much for having me, Coach Busi.
Awesome. Listen again next time, dear listeners. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, because these are going to be amazing talks until we hit number 100. Over and out. Till next time.